Hello, my name is Joe Finnegan. My wife, Margaret, and I own the St. Francis Inn, and we've owned it for 30 years. My background is education, special education. I trained as a teacher of the deaf, and then went on for further training as a school administrator. And in that process, I came in the early 70s to work at the Florida School for the Deaf and Blind here in St. Augustine, which was my first experience with St. Augustine. And like so many others, immediately fell in love with this community. Left here for promotional reasons in the late 70s, became the head of the School for the Deaf in Pennsylvania, and then later the head of the School for the Deaf and Blind in South Carolina. But my wife and I knew that we always wanted to come back to St. Augustine. We bought the inn in 1985, thinking that we would retire early and come back to St. Augustine, where we really wanted to live. It took us 11 years after we bought the property in '85. It was 11 years before we actually came back and moved into the house we have adjacent to the inn and took over the operation of the inn. So that's how we ended here. We love the inn and love the business, but initially the inn was sort of a ticket, if you will, to get back to St. Augustine, where we knew we wanted to spend a lot of time, raise our kids, and ultimately retire. The St. Francis Inn is certainly one of the oldest properties in town, being used today for nightly lodging. The main building here at the inn was built in 1791 as a private residence for a Spanish soldier, Gaspar Garcia. And in 1845, Anna Dummett was living in the property. Her brother actually owned it, but she was living in the property and didn't have any means of support other than free housing for herself, so she started taking in lodgers, nightly lodgers, and providing meals. So it was running more like a boarding house where people would come and stay for a week, a month, 2 months, have their lodging here and their meals here. And it's been basically in the lodging industry continuously since about 1845. When we purchased the property, there were only 5 other inns in St. Augustine. Today, there are about 26 inns total in St. Augustine. So the business has grown. In many ways, that's good for business. St. Augustine is well known as a bed and breakfast destination now. After the quality and quantity of our great staff, our amenities are probably the other thing that makes us so unique, and we get tremendous positive feedback from guests about. We offer a variety of added value, or value added as the term is in our industry, extras to any guest, regardless of what room they stay in. Any guest can take advantage of these amenities. Complimentary parking on site, complimentary bicycles, breakfast, full buffet breakfast, and we also serve cappuccino and lattes with that breakfast, all complimentary. An evening social hour, evening dessert hour, homemade desserts. Beach amenities. We provide access to St. Augustine Beach. We have property out there on the west side, on the east side of A1A, very close to the beach, where we provide parking for the inn guests, a full bathroom for the inn guests with a shower, beach chairs, suntan lotion, beach towels, everything but the bathing suit. That's become a very popular extra amenity that we offer our guests, so they have the best of both. They can stay in Historic Inn downtown, be close to everything downtown, but if they want a day or an afternoon at the beach, we make it possible at no cost for them to do that as well.